Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena. It is that day again. It is the good old Wednesday Brawls Day, and today we're going to be playing a deck that has been showcased on the channel, but not by me. If you remember when we were playing the Golo Super Friends deck, we came up across a really cool Domri Chaos Bringer deck. So I've actually tried to build the equivalent of that deck. It is an interesting one for sure. So Domri Chaos Bringer is a 4-mana 5 loyalty planeswalker. The +1 allows you to add red or green, and if you use that on a creature, it gains Riot. Riot being the mechanic that says you can either give that creature haste or a +1/+1 counter. So there's a little bit of synergy with the counters, and obviously we want to be smoking with good old haste as well. The -3 is kind of a deck building restriction as such. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards from among them and then put it into your hand. The rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So I'm aiming to try and get 2 creature cards at all times, because if that -3 draws 2, that's going to be some insane tempo for us. And the -8 is part of the coolest aspect of Domri Chaos Bringer. You actually get an emblem with, at the beginning of each end step, create a 4/4 red and green beast creature token with trample that you see on the right of our boy there. So that is at the beginning of each end step, not just our own, which means each turn cycle we're putting out 8 power, which is awesome. It is awesome. So we're going to be trying to ult Domri if we can make it happen. Our opponent, when we played against it, managed to do it twice. We did beat it. The ult is definitely not a you win the game kind of ult, but it's pretty difficult to beat all the same. So, you know, we're pretty much a Gruul Stompy list, so there's the usual suspects that you should imagine are going to be in this deck. A lot of counter synergy as well, so like Incubation Druid, if we get to Riot this one and put a counter on it, it's going to add 3 mana instead of the 1 mana dork that it ends up being. We've got like Voracious Hydra, which has some fight on it. We want to make sure that all of our creatures have some utility to them, because we're going to be running creature-based removal and creature-based card draw and things like that over the normal stuff, because we want to hit that -3 and make that pretty solid. We've also got things like the Great Henge as well, which cares about the power of your creatures. You can tap it for green, double green, and gain 2 life, and whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, you put a counter on it and draw a card. So counter synergy right back again. Things like Skargan Hellkite, for the record, are the ones that have that kind of counter synergy. You can actually activate its 4 mana ability to deal 2 damage, divided as you choose, as long as it's got a counter on it. It can put a counter on itself with the Riot that's built into the card, but we can get double Riot and things like that. Riot does indeed stack, so I think we've got like 3 ways to just basically put counters on things. We've got like the Great Henge, we've got the Riot on the card itself, and then we've got Domri Chaos Bringer, and we even actually have Rhythm of the Wild as well, which gives non-token creatures Riot in addition, as well as giving us some of that game against the control decks, if they're running counter magic essentially, gives our creatures uncounterable, which is cool. But yeah, mostly we are going to be a non-creature deck. We do unfortunately have to supplement the deck a little bit with some non-creature stuff, because otherwise the deck just does not function. Most of our removal is like fight based. We've got Domri's Ambush, which puts a counter on it and allows us to hit planeswalkers, which is pretty important. Thrash is kind of the similar thing as well, this one being instant speed, but it does allow us to hit planeswalkers, so pretty sweet. And the threat, if we don't need the Thrash, allows us to make that beast token that Domri ults into, which is pretty cool. We've got Ravager Worm as a fight, which is awesome, but yeah, we're mostly just like fight spells, things like Rabid Bite. We do have like Cindervines to tackle those non-creature decks, and yeah, it's basically just a value deck, so, you know, drawing cards with Beast Whisperer. We've got Questing Beast, which is just an absurdly pushed card. Shifting Ceratops gives us that blue protection. Also Hasty 5/4 if we really want it. Wicked Wolf, more fight. Guardian Project, the green auto-include whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control. If it doesn't have the same name as another creature you control, Singleton, so it's always going to trigger, we get to draw a card. But yeah, that's effectively the deck in a nutshell. I'm not going to go into anything else really. The mana base does include Khan's Bastion, which allows us to proliferate, so again, making use of that counter synergy, we get to add counters to everything that already has counters, mostly just Domri and anything that he's rioted in. We do have Vivian to do kind of a similar situation. She has a -5 that allows us to choose creatures from outside the game. Unfortunately, Brawl's rulings means you can't have a sideboard, so the -5 on Vivian is just completely useless, so she's going to be kind of like a War of the Spark-esque War of the Spork, I almost said. That would be a set to to play. Yeah, she's basically going to be a War of the Spork, planeswalker with only 2 abilities, the +1 and the -3. -3 being another fight spell. So yeah, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay, and yeah, if you do enjoy it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Okay, we're in, and we're up against Nicol Bolas Dragon God. So, yep, 4 loyalty, 5 mana planeswalker. Pretty hard to cast, however, it has the ability of all of the planeswalkers on the battlefield. You get to draw cards and make me exile permanents, which is annoying. You get to kill creatures or planeswalkers with the -3, and then the -8 wins you the game, effectively. So, I kind of like this hand on the strength of Cindervines, but the rest of it is complete garbage, so I'm going to take my free mull on that one. This one is also on the aspect of being complete garbage as well. I think I'm going to still take it because I can do a Chaos Bringer with this hand. We're going to have to see, though. It's probably a bit too slow, which has me worried. So we're going to go Gruul Guildgate. I was really hoping for not the biggest creatures in our deck. Okay, so Arcane Signet. Next turn we got Domri Chaos Bringer, which should ramp us up a little bit. So let's see if they've got like Tail's End or Negate, Quench, Short, Command Zone. Lucky you. Alright, we're playing the Control Have No Fun variant. And they're getting all the colours they really need at this point, which is a tilt in itself. Alright. Wicked Wolf on Thief of Sanity is not too bad, though. It's a nice curve. Boosh. It is nice, opponent. It is nice. Ooh, they didn't get their red or their black, though. The mana is failing them on their Bolas. Okay. Barkhide Troll. Could actually commit into this with an Evolution Sage into Barkhide Troll, play my land and proliferate on that Troll. That makes him a, I think, 4/4? Yeah, 4/4. That is committing a little bit too much into a Ritual of Soot, though. But I don't hate it, because it's going to win me the game. Yeah, a little bit colour screwed for our opponent there. Our hand actually was turning out quite nicely, though. I had Evolution Sage, so we can proliferate the Domri, get that to ult early, and yeah, Bolas just doesn't do much. I think we actually probably had a decent game there, until they early scooped, but it is what it is. Welcome to Brawl. Alrighty then, we're in. We have a finale of Devastation and a lot of ramp. Oh, I don't hate this hand. I do not hate it. We've got a turn 3 Domri, which we can lead into an Incubation Druid and Riot on it, which then allows us to have a big finale of Devastation and opens up that Rabid Bite to being useful. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this. Our opponent's playing Yarok the Desecrated, so Sultai and 2 color. For a 3/5 with Death Touch and Lifelink, if a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So double ETBs on everything. It's a pretty cool commander. I like Yarok. He's sweet. Can we play Magic? Let's find out. No, apparently not. We are playing Domri Chaos Bringer. So we're a 4 mana, 5 loyalty planeswalker, which is pretty decent. The ult is not game-winning, but it is pretty backbreaking if you go into a long game, which is kind of how we're built, you know. We're trying to be a little bit aggressive, but on a counterpoint, we can also go a little bit long with at least the ult, generating us lots of 4/4s. Our opponent's finally letting us play, so we're going to keep generating lots of 4/4s on each end step, just not including our own as well, which is pretty good. We've got Ravager Worm. Sweet. I I am tempted to play the Incubation Druid here, but I think ramping into Domri is just a little bit nicer. We can also make a food token with the Gilded Goose here. We just have to watch out that our Gilded Goose doesn't get smoked like that. That's annoying. Alright, so let's make a food token. Yeah. Plague Crafter. Taking us out. And that's our Finale of Devastation target, which is really useful to us. Yep, that's sarcasm. I didn't want to draw that. But, well. I was really hoping that I could Riot on the Incubation Druid, put a counter on it, and that actually allows us to hardcast these things, or Finale for big things as well. But wasn't meant to be. Let's see if they can get their blue source. They can. Simic Guildgate. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I guess we're just going to go with the Domri here. Yeah. I think we're going with the Domri here. He's going to take 2. But we are ticking up as well, so it's not the end of the world. Okay. So we've got 5, potentially 6 mana to work with. So we might have a Ravager Worm coming down with double Riot, which ain't too bad. We can have it fight the District Guide and then push right through. Unfortunately, the other side of it only fights lands with activated abilities.
What? Can't finish your job?
That's not too bad. I don't mind that. Yeah, I think we're just gonna fight the District Guide. It doesn't feel great.
Before the real fun begins.
But here we are. We need the green. Oh, have we actually... Yeah, actually, I'm being silly. I've miscounted my mana. That's okay, though. Where do we want to go from there, then? Do I want to play a Thrashing Brontodon? I could kill the Gift of Paradise. Doesn't really slow anything down, though. But I kind of like the idea of just hasting through anyway. Let's push some damage through. There we go. We do have a Thrash, so we can instant speed damage something for 3. Let's see what we can do. I'm assuming it's Yarok. I don't see why it wouldn't be. If it was, though, that was not great timing. Gonna go with a Cavalier first. Okay. Mass Manipulation, sure. It's a weird Yarok deck, not gonna lie. It's also quite strange watching Yarok not get all these triggers. Usually you want to go for the greed play, at least the first time around, but I guess maybe they want to have it around to at least get some value, but it kind of had it on a Thornwood Falls, but, you know, it's a bit underwhelming, not gonna lie. Alright, my turn. Land. Not today, they say. Okay. Well. This isn't very good. Let's go with Shifting Ceratops with a counter on it, making it a 6/5. And yeah, just pass the turn, I guess. Getting mana screwed is not fun. Don't know if you guys know this. The Great Henge. Would love one of those. And then we got the Yarok coming down, surely. Because it draws you a card. And you can just replay it next turn anyway. Surely. Okay, well I'm gonna block and then kill the Great Henge. Because you allowed me to. Yeah. Yeah, I'm as confused as you are, opponent, clearly. Beanstalk Giant. Fertile Footsteps. Okay. More non-lands. Cool. Love it. Love to see it. Where do we want to go from here then? Now that we're sufficiently confused, not drawing lands, and also feeling like this game is lost.
This ain't gonna be one of those quiet riots.
Let's go with... I guess I could charge up the Incubation Druid, but that doesn't seem great. I like the Thrash Threat on Cavalier though, somewhat. So let's do like Wildborn Preserver. Stick a counter on it. And then we will get in, I think. Thrash is instant speed, so we don't really have to do it now. There we go. I don't really want them drawing the card that Cavalier gives them for this turn. I'd rather dodge that potential. Especially considering that they could set it up for having a Yarok turn with it. Like double Plague Crafter or something disgusting like that. Alright. Damage, damage. Cool. It survived. It's very windy in here. Okay, so they can exile whatever they want. We do have a little bit of Plague Crafter defense with the Incubation Druids. I'm gonna go with Mass Manipulation, sure. Yeah, so we lose. Not much we can do about it though, because we kind of have to use it. And then there's an 8/8. Sure. Finally we draw our land, and it is too late. We knew it was going to be too late, but here we are. What do you do? What on earth do you do? And fight for 6, that's not great. We got a finale for 4. That's not great. Pretty sure I can't hit anything other than Questing Beast, Wicked Wolf, that's not great. Could minus. There's a lot of bad things we could hit. We don't really have the mana either. Yeah, none of this is great. Let's minus and probably scoop. Bone Crusher, Rubble Belt. Well, that's not great. Okay, well, actually, it's not too bad, because we've got 6 damage there, and then we got 2 damage there. The problem is, we've already lost our creature. Well, actually, we've only lost a Preserver and a Domri. Protection from blue is a thing. We can take our Incubation Druid, I suppose, as well, but it's not really that important to me. The mana is more annoying, losing that on Domri. And the Riot as well. It's all pretty annoying. Swish, whoosh, windy bugs. Ah. Audio glitches. Good stuff. Just gonna go with the Garruk. I guess they figured that Mass Manipulation wasn't gonna kill Ceratops, so they have to do it some other way. That's fair.
Time's up.
Right, okay. So we can kill Garruk, presumably. It's one hell of a presumption. I think they're wanting to set up a better Mass Manipulation where they get to just steal more stuff. That would be my assumption. Let's add green. So we could do Bone Crusher Giant, Rubble Belt Rioters. I'm going all in, because I mean we've lost. So I'm just gonna do it. Haste. Decline. Rioters. Send you there, you two there. At 11, but now my board state becomes their board state. They worked really hard to get it as well. Or not. They do have all the blue. Mesmerizing Benthid. Have they just killed themselves is the question. I feel like they actually potentially have. Add green. So I got the Forerunners, which is 7, plus another 5. This is a lot of damage. Let me just read this card, because nobody plays it. Enters the battlefield, makes some illusions with when it blocks a creature, that creature doesn't untap. That doesn't really matter. Has hexproof as long as you got an illusion. Yeah, we're going. We're in. I would like a counter because it has haste. I can't. Go. It's a 10-6 trample. What a weird game of Magic the Gathering. What an absolutely absurdly weird game of Magic the Gathering. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. My commentary was based off of losing, knowing that my opponent had the win con in hand repeatedly. I feel like I'm missing something, but the victory screen on in front of me leads me to believe that I'm a genius, clearly, I guess. Let's let's go for another game, I guess. Okay then, we are against another Yarok deck. Hopefully this one's a good Yarok deck. This hand's pretty garbage. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna take the free mull on that one. And this one's also pretty garbage. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. It has some removal though. I only need one good creature, and the mana's pretty decent. I'm gonna regret keeping this hand. So we're up against Yarok the Desecrated. Ooh, Cindervines, eh? It's not too bad. I'm sure this has got some good applications, and I'm definitely getting it down now, because I've got nothing better to do. So turn 4 Yarok potentially. I would love to have a creature around to ambush with by that time. Wildborn Preserver. Well, there you go. I think I'm coiling though, right? I think I'm coiling. We'll get rid of the Incubation Druid since it's potential to be bigger. Then again, there is an argument for the Paradise Druid as well, since obviously it's going to produce the black that they need for Yarok. But, yeah, they've got it anyway. And Gift of Paradise, maybe? Passing. That's sketchy. That's got to be like Sinister Sabotage or something like that, right? It's got to be. I don't trust it. It's basically what I'm saying. I do not trust that mana being left open. I think I'm just going to flash in a Preserver. I can't ambush anyway, so I'd rather not lose my Domri to a counter spell that I could play around. It's Leafkin Druids. Yeah, what are they holding up? Maybe it's like a murder or something. Murderous Rider, perhaps? I have no idea, chat. Every time I think I know what my opponent's doing, they subvert my expectations. I'm going to go with Ilthag, because then I can get this Ravager Worm constantly coming in. And if they kill it with an Assassin's Trophy, not only do they take damage, I also get to do some shuffling. So I get to grab a mountain, and then I'm going to put Ilhag right in the sweet spot of my deck. And actually pay 1 as well, which is pretty nice. Combo. Thanks, Assassin's Trophy. Okay. Well, that worked out. Tap lands. It's got to be Yarok, right? I don't understand what it is with people and not playing their Yarok. Every time. Without fail, it's Yarokless. Good lord. That's a collection of cards. You got Thrashing Brontodon. We gotta go with the Great Henge though, right? So this reduces it by 3, which means I can still play it. This one only leaves me with 2 mana, which I can't really do anything with. So I think I'm going with Thrashing Brontodon. Oh no, it doesn't, does it? Because it's the greatest power. What am I thinking of? I don't know what I'm thinking of. But we're gonna pump this up by 3 anyway. There we go. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking something to do with total power. I'm thinking Golter. That's what I'm thinking. The more you know. Alright, well, we got a 3-mana Great Henge, hopefully, anyway, so... should hopefully not be the end of the world. Great Henge, Domri's Ambush, fight either Yarok or this Cavalier of Thorns. Probably not the Cavalier. I'm going to try and keep it alive, because... Murderous Rider. Boo hiss. Because they've got a Liliana and a Meteor Golem in there, and a Golgari Finebroker, which can get them both back. So really, this is the best draw that they've ever had in their entire life. And I'm not sure what I can do about it. Alright, this time I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm just going to get the Great Henge down. Get it down there. That's the turn. So this allows us to draw cards, gain life. It's pretty sweet. Here's Yarok. 3 mana open. Presumably they've got something to do here. Other than fight, of course, but this works for me. I am happy with that. And then we're going to tap our Great Henge just to gain the life as well. There's Ilhag. Alright. So, let's go Great Henge. We could do... we could get Domri down. Leaves us with 5 mana. We could do Domri, play Ilhag. I kind of want to get the Yarok out of the way, though. Does Ravager Worm allow me to do that? It does. I'm going to go Ravager Worm. We're going to have Haste, because we're already getting a counter on it. Fight. You will fight Leafkin Druids. And then we will Domri's Ambush Yarok. Send him back to hell from whence he came. And all attack. It's not a terrible turn. I'm wondering how we're going to get that 5 points from our opponent now, though. Especially when our opponent just has Agent of Treachery, okay. Well, that's 4 points. Interesting. Let's get Domri down. Domri gives us Riot. So I could get Ilhag down. Where do we want to go with this? I could go with Beast Whisperer or even minus Domri. I don't mind minusing Domri, see if we get some better options.
Who's going?
Wicked Wolf. Okay. Yeah, let's go Wicked Wolf, fight Agent of Treachery. It's gonna be a 4/4. Yeah, draw a card, fight Agent. There's a land. There's a lot of finessing here to get that final bit of damage. I'm hoping that I can just sneak some points in out of nowhere. So I'm trying to draw cards with Great Henge. I just need to get 1 point in, essentially, because of this Slaying Fire. Deals 4 damage to any target. They have Murderous Rider they could play, which is a lifelinker, though. So if they go with any non-creature, Cindervines is going to ping them. If they play an Artifact or Enchantment, I could also destroy it and deal 2 damage. Kenrith's Transformation. Down to 4. Yeah, I think we've got them. So I can even Cindervines and sack the Transformation, or the Great Henge in this particular case. Take them to 3, Virtual 5, and then back down to 3 for Cindervines. We've got to wait until we get priority, which unfortunately allows our opponent to tap this Great Henge and cast a spell, but I think that means we got him. Kill that. 2 damage to that permanent's controller. They don't draw a card, which leaves them with 1 green mana, no ability to gain life, and we're just going to Slaying Fire them to death. It does not matter what they do now. Alright, that was very close. Thankfully, we found the way to push through the damage, yeah? No blocks. No point. Command his own, please. And Slaying Fire. Your face. Pay Adamant. So we have that overkill value. Boom. Alright. Alrighty then, we're in up against Torbrand at Thane of Red Fell, which is net deck hell. Basically, somebody shoved Cavalcade into Brawl. Good stuff. This hand's fine. That's all I'll say really about it. It's fine. We're gonna keep it. We have removal for early game stuff, because it is just like 1-drop tribal as well over there. We do get to gain some life, look at that. My goodness. And these fights should actually be pretty decent if we can get to them. Definitely going to be murdering that Steamkin. Actually, not even a question. It's dead. Alright. And then we got Rhythm of the Wild, which allows us to put a counter on Wicked Wolf, which isn't too bad. I don't think it's going to be entirely relevant. Our opponent's commander is a 2/4 though, so having this 4/4 available to fight Torbrand is going to be nice. Problem is that they've got basically a lightning bolt in a creature right there. Ooh, Domri, Anak of Bolas. Extra fights. We actually might have a decent matchup now. He's going to go up to 4, which means he's dead if my opponent goes land Torbrand, so I'm going to go with Rhythm of the Wild instead. If I could guarantee Domri was going to stay on at least 1, I might consider playing him there, but I actually cannot make that promise, and yeah, it looks like... Oh, it's going with Chandra. Oh! Please all attack. Alright. So what on earth do we do now? There's a whole lot of scenarios today where our opponent's not played their commander when it seems logical, but here we are. If I don't draw a land, I'm gonna be real sad. I do want to fight the Weasel Redcap with the Wicked Wolf, but it doesn't seem all that amazing. I could see maybe going for Domri, taking up and getting Robber of the Rich out. Probably pressuring that Chandra as well. Double Riot. So we're going to go counter. Oh no, this is not the right one. Yeah, let's take Chandra to 1. She can kill my Domri. It is what it is. I have to pressure that Chandra though, is the thing.
No problem, fire can't solve.
No problem, fire can't solve. Immolating Shaman. It's a thing, alright. Yeah, I don't know where I stand on this particular matchup. Really do not. Immolating Shaman. Are we just using Torbran to, like, hit me for lethal in one turn? Is that the plan? Really did not expect this strategy. It's throwing me off. Alright, taking 2 instead of 4. And Heartfire, okay. Domri's Ambush is a good one. It is a good one for sure. So we can kill Chandra, and we can kill Immolating Shaman here, so I like that. We want haste, please. Fight the Shaman. We have to dodge a shock, I suppose. But that shouldn't be too much trouble. But now I'm quite happy because we do have Domri's Ambush to kill Torbran with the Wicked Wolf, presumably. Nope. Come on, mana. I do like lands. They are pretty great. Thank you. Alright then. Let's see. If we go Domri, we get access to Ravager Worm next turn. He's going to go up to 6. If he goes up to 6, they've got Weasel, Redcap. Potentially a 2-mana haste creature is another 3 at least. That's a tough one. This Hellkite is a 5/5, not necessarily safe from Torbran either. I do kind of like the pinging effect though, so I'm going to get it down there. And actually we can turn it into a 6/6. I don't hate that actually. 6/6 instead of a 5/5 with haste. I think this is a little bit harder to kill even through like Torbran pumping up burn spells. They're going to need like Slaying Fire if they don't want to have like a 2-for-1 effect here. And now they can't play X1s. So there's Torbran. But I might have a fight. I'm green short though. So we get to go Domri. This is going to be a good turn. We're getting down Domri, we're killing Torbran, and we're getting a counter on, which is really sweet.
Whatever happens next, it's gonna hurt.
Domri's Ambush. You fight you. Basically, we don't want 1/1s being lightning bolt effects, so he has to go. Has to go. And 7 damage is just too much not to take. So let's see if they can kill Domri. He is going to be a bit of a life sink now. We've basically gained 6 life, which is not irrelevant. If we keep Domri around, we can play Vivian, and that's the green as well we need for that. Embercleave. It's a 2/2. Alright. I think that means that we've won this game, right? It's gotta be the case. Alright. That's a pretty good draw.
You're about to get real rapid.
That is a 4. Ooh, almost clicked the 3. That's a 4. We're also gonna riot with haste. Double the counters, and that would be 17 damage, putting them to 1. Domri's on the verge of ulting. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, can't really beat a Voracious Hydra. There's potential that they could actually, like, 11 us next turn if we put them to 1. So maybe I would have actually considered being a little bit cautious with my attacks, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Alright, that is gonna do it for today's episode. This deck is pretty sweet. I would say that it's not on the top tier power level though. Mostly because I think the deck restricts itself a little bit too much to be competitive. A lot of the really powerful tier 1 Brawl commanders, if we're going to call them that, tend to have like no restrictions put upon themselves. You know, things like Golos kind of gets around his own command attacks and things like that. Yarok is just super useful. You're just a value deck, so you don't really even need Yarok. It's just really nice to have him. And, you know, Torbran, it's mono red. Speaks for itself. So there's some of the games we saw, and we actually ended up beating them. So, you know, we do have game against those big decks all the same, but I don't know if this is necessarily the most powerful deck. I'll let you guys decide if you want to play it. It's a lot of fun though. Ulting this Domri is pretty cool. I've done it once or twice myself in the past. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to do it today, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Thanks very much for watching anyway, guys. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.